We're starting in a couple of minutes. Okay, let's let people join for a couple of minutes more. Hello. Can you hear me okay? Thank you. Thank you for the comments. Hello, everyone. Okay, I think we can start and people can join at the same time. I really like to be on time. So, welcome everyone to this webinar. I promise it will be fun, insightful, but it might be a bit provocative for some. We'll cover the fun aspects, the creative aspects, but we'll also cover some not very sexy thing like governance. Um, so I guess you already know what this webinar is about since you're here, but it's about a very, very hot topic of these days, which is actually how to design and implement an AI strategy that will make your company smarter, faster, and more future-proof. I am Effie Bersoux. I am a founder, a teacher, a marketer, and today I'm going to be your AI strategy guide. So let's start right away. So let's quickly take a look at what we are going to, what's in store for the next hour. I promise it will not be a boring presentation like a death by bullet point, as we call it. I'll try to make things as fun as possible for you. We'll kick things off by talking about what an AI strategy is and if you need one. Um, and you know what I'm going to say, you're absolutely going to need one if you don't want to be lost in the digital dust. Then we're going to talk about how to start uh, designing your AI strategy. And no, this is not by buying every single AI tool out there. Um, and we'll show you how to audit your AI capabilities, how to build internal literacy, how to choose the right tools for your organization, and how to craft killer AI initiatives that will drive real results for your company. I will also share a very juicy case study, and we'll also tackle some very big topics, like I said before, which will be about governance, budgeting, and how to make sure AI doesn't blow your budget. In the end of the presentation, I will share with you some exclusive discount codes for up to 50% off for Growth Hackers courses. So you want to stay till the end because these have an expiry date. And that's it. Cool. Let's roll. Oops. I moved a bit too fast there. So just for introduction, a few things about me. I've built growth strategies with AI. I think before it was cool, but I am also building it today, which when we consider them now essential. I run Growth Girls, which is a growth marketing agency based in London. I have co-founded AI the Academy, and have taught marketers at NYU and Growth Hacking University. In the last 3 years, my focus has been on teaching how one can use AI to make as their unfair advantage, I would call it. And I have also founded and exited my own company in the past. So you see that everything we will talk about today is really battle tested in real life. Who this webinar is for, I would say it's almost for everyone. If you're here, I'm sure you feel you need to know more about AI. But if you're a founder, a CEO, if you work in HR, if you work in marketing, sales, IT, or you're just the unofficial AI guru in your team, the one that everyone goes to ask, can AI do that? Can ChatGPT do this task for me? Then you are at the right place. This webinar is for you, but I know you may be very excited about AI. I love AI myself. I use it 5 hours per day, almost most of my working day. But we're not here just to geek out about AI. We're here to be strategic about how to use AI. So what is an AI strategy, and does your organization need one? uh, we'll start with a truth bomb. Most companies are doing AI as if it's a New Year's resolution. I make the resolution to work out more. I work out for a month and then I am back to normal. Same with AI. A lot of people, a lot of companies get excited with AI. They start using it, and after a month, they go back to the comfort of business as usual. We come across this very often. We come across the phenomenon where someone in a company gets very excited with AI, talks about it with their friends at work. They start using it as well, but not all of the team is using it. So now you have a company where people are segmented in people who use AI and people who do not use AI. The quality of work is totally different. Everyone does their own thing, and it creates a mess. What I call this type of AI integration, I call this impulsive. So because someone is excited, they start using it without a strategy in place. Why we like excitement, but we do not like impulsive decisions when it comes to our companies, right? Why? Because in the end, we've seen this happen a lot of times. This leads to fragmented projects, underwhelming results, privacy concerns because they don't know how to use it with protecting, company data, um, and actually, sometimes it also means overspending. Whereas if you go strategic about it, this is the only way where you can get immediate gains right away because you will know which tools exactly you need and how much you should spend on them, but also long-term value. We've seen improvements in productivity, growth in profitability, less employment burnout when the correct AI strategy is in place. So, an AI strategy for your company is actually a game plan for how AI can help you win, both internally and externally. What we mean by internally is all the internal processes that have to do with automating all the boring manual things that you don't want to do. And what we mean by externally is actually delighting your customers in a personalized way, in ways you could never think of before. So some examples of internal applications and external capabilities are, at least the ones that we come across more often, is the automation internally, the automation of repetitive tasks, data analysis and reporting, research, reviewing processes done very fast, and so on and so forth. When it comes to external capabilities, Marketing personalization and customer service are two very important ones, and then we have more and more. Um, you may wonder, does my organization need an AI strategy? The short answer is yes. If you still want to be around in 3 years' time, you need an AI strategy. Not every company needs to be an AI first company, but they need to know how to implement AI into their mission. From a bakery, like a local business, to banks, everyone is using AI these days. And I was thinking about it the other day, and you know what? I remember the days where some CEOs were discussing and thinking about if they need a website because internet was new. I know this is many years back, and depending on your age, you may not even remember when internet was a new thing. I was a child myself, but when internet became publicly accessible, some CEOs and some founders were thinking they don't need a website because they're doing fine as they are. Can you imagine anyone thinking about if they need a website or not these days? I think the same will happen with with AI, sorry. I think that right now we are thinking about how we're going to use it, if we want to use it, but in, I don't know, in a few years from now, this may start looking like a crazy concern. And I know this question doesn't exactly have to do with strategy, but I think it's an important one. Why? Because we will see how to create strategies, how to implement them, but at the end of the day, it's people that is going to implement the strategies. If people are afraid of AI, if people are afraid that by implementing AI into the company processes, they are replacing themselves and they are afraid of it, they will never do a good job of implementation and they will never embrace the strategy, which means that we need to be transparent. So let's read the band aid off. Will AI replace you? Will AI replace me? Yes, it will replace us if our job can be automated. If our job is 100% predictable and repetitive, sooner or later, AI will replace us. But it will not replace us if we are the ones who can actually automate our job, if we own the knowledge of how to use AI. So uh, I like to say that AI is a weapon, and when you know how to use the weapon, you do not become the casualty; you become the hero. So learn how to use this weapon. So let's design an AI strategy. Where do we start from? We start from an audit. Before you go AI crazy because of your excitement, you need to stop and look around. How are you currently using AI? Are you even using it at all? Do you have people in your company that are using it in secret and experimenting with it in secret? What tools are you using as a company and perhaps you don't know about them and they're being expensed under miscellaneous costs? Have you ever seen that? When a tool is being used without official agreement, employees will put it under miscellaneous costs. I've seen ChatGPT there in the past. Your audit will give you the reality check you need and will help you design your roadmap forward. So how do you do, what do you audit? Here's what to evaluate. You need to evaluate what your teams know about AI. Do they know AI beyond ChatGPT? And also, what is your data of infrastructure like? Is it like a water, a lake with clean water, or is it like a dirty swamp because it has everything in it that no one has cleaned? Clean data is key. You will see this as we move forward in the web presentation. And also, do you have an AI governance in your company? Do you even know what it is? After today, you will know what it is, by the way. Now, how to evaluate your team's knowledge? First of all, you can scan this QR code and download a very simple, don't get me wrong, it's very simple, okay? It's just a document with questions on it, but it's a very simple survey. Sometimes all you need is a simple questionnaire. Uh, you may want to tweak it depending on what your company does. But what you need to learn is the what, the who, and the how. So this will set your scope and objective of this knowledge evaluation. The what are you hoping to learn from this evaluation? And my suggestion is to try and understand not only the level of AI knowledge, but also how your employees feel about AI. Are they scared of it or are they excited about it? The who should be surveyed. And, we always believe that all employees from different departments should be asked about AI. You're not going to get a holistic view of your knowledge status in the company if you just ask your IT people. So every single person from all departments or key people from different departments. And finally, how will you use these results? So there's no point in asking all these questions if you don't know how you're going to use them. And the how is simple. I think that you should use them, first of all, to understand where you're standing. Second of all, to design a knowledge journey, a learning journey for your people so they progress. And also, it will interfere a lot with how you think about your AI strategy, depending on the level where you are. So, hopefully, everyone who wanted has scanned the QR code by now, so I can move forward. To be able to measure the AI knowledge, we have a term that we call AI maturity. And AI maturity, according to Accenture, is measuring the degree to which organizations have mastered AI capabilities in the right combination for high performance for customers, shareholders, and employees. So maturity is not just about knowledge. It's not just about adopting AI, but it's actually how you use it as well. The smartest companies don't have all the tools, don't have more tools. They have better integration of the tools within their processes. That is the goal. Not being flashy, but being smart. And the way to see where you're standing when it comes to AI maturity is, I suggest the Gartner AI model, maturity model. There are different models out there, but I think this is the most practical one. As you see, uh, this model has different levels and it can help you understand where you are currently, where you think you are. Sometimes I like to start with that, ask, where do you think you are currently in your company? And then we do the questionnaire and then we do the analysis. And what we find is actually we're on a different level than initially people thought. But, anyways, where you are and where you want to go. The 5 levels of the AI maturity are the ones you see here. It has awareness. Awareness is when you're reading articles about AI, but still you consider it a magic ball. You don't really know how to use it. Then we have the active level, which is when people in your company have started experimenting with it, but usually this happens in isolated teams in an isolated manner. It has not become part of the processes yet. Then we get to the operational level, which means that you've got repeatable processes with AI integration, and AI has already started to show its value for your company. So naturally, after the operational level, and as AI shows the value, you go to the systemic level. The systemic level is when AI is really baked into your company processes, and it's not just a nice to have and a sideshow. And the final level is the transformational level. AI, the transformational level is when AI is is dictating your business model, is really transformational. Now you don't have to go to the transformational level. For some companies it makes sense because it really opens up new business opportunities, but for some other companies you don't have to be an AI first company. Like we said, I mean, you don't have to go through all the levels, but it's always important to know where you want to go. Perhaps you want to go to the systemic, or even just the operational is fine for you. This model is very important because it forces a very honest reflection. And you know, if you think, sometimes I talk with companies and they say, oh, we use AI a lot, we love AI in our company. So I ask, what do you do with AI then? And they say, oh, we just have a new intern that is I mean, they can use me journey like an expert, so we love AI. No, this is doesn't make you a company that uses AI. Okay, this is completely different. This doesn't make you an AI mature company. An AI mature company is a company where the ROI of using AI is proven. So okay, we know, you know, where we are and we know where we want to go, but how do we do that? This is the path forward. The path forward has three very important milestones, very distinct. You start from step one, you go to step three. Let's go and see which these steps are. Step one is starting from building the AI literacy in your team. Now, AI literacy is doesn't mean that everyone needs to be an AI expert at all. You don't need to set this goal. You don't need to make people on your team that are not tech savvy start feeling that they will be excluded from everything you're doing. I think what is helpful with AI literacy is thinking about it as financial literacy. So if we compare the two, when we're talking about financial literacy, about for people, the goal is not everyone to be a hedge fund manager, right? But everyone should know how interest works. So think about it the same way. And what is also important is to create a learning culture in your company. So it's not just teaching your company, but really embedding the learning culture to your company's culture. Why? Because AI changes dramatically from month to month, from day to day. So even if we believe that we taught our team everything they needed to know, these things will change. And if they don't feel like they have to keep up with the changes and keep learning, they will stay behind anyways. One of the ways to do that is through AI training. We founded AI the Academy because we saw how people started having a lot of confidence in using AI when they started knowing more about it and they were not afraid of it anymore. We've trained a lot of companies, big companies, startups, also professionals that can sign up to our courses in cohorts when they want to level up their AI knowledge. And we also offer specialized courses for different industries like marketing, hospitality, journalism, web development. So there's a course for everyone. What is important with these courses and any type of courses you will choose, always make sure, and that's my suggestion, always make sure they give you practical knowledge. They allow you to use what you learn the next day. Theory of AI is a very small part of it. You will never see the ROI you want to see if you just learn about the theory. The other way to go about it is create a shared prompt library. Um, Imagine a company prompt library like a company recipe book. What you want to book in this recipe book is only the best recipes and the most tried recipes, the most delicious recipes. You don't want to have every single recipe out there. Well, it's the same with prompts. When you've tried things that work, you want to include it in your prompt library, and that's the fastest way where you can share knowledge amongst your people and amongst different departments. This is a way to get the AI experts of your company excited with trying more and more things and optimizing how they use AI. But in a similar manner, it's the way to get the not so excited people. There are people who are not very excited about AI. Sometimes it's because they're older or whatever, but even them, they're not going to do this on their own. But if they're served with a ready to use, very nice, carefully crafted prompt library, they will use AI, and actually they will use it in a safe way for your company, because the prompt library will ensure that the brand voice is the same, the outcome is what you want it to be. So that's very important. And the screenshot I've put here is actually our own shared library. Let me switch my screen to share a bit. Okay, there we go. This is the GrowthRock's shared library. You can easily navigate and find it if you go to GrowthRock's website. You go to free stuff and list of AI prompts. We've decided this is our own library, but we've decided to share it with the public. So I wanted to show you what you can find here. You can find end-to-end prompts, like things we use all the time. You can find specific prompts per tool, like Suno prompts. Suno is a AI tool that creates songs. If you know about it, it's very fun to use. Um, we have prompts that are method prompts. So according to what you need, you can find if you want it to be about images or what you want to do, and then you can just copy and paste our own prompts that have come out of our usage of AI for hours each day. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. And the third thing you want to do is foster AI leadership. You need to choose your AI champions. I know I've said again and again, not all people are equally excited. Not all people are equally aware of all the possibilities of AI, and you don't want everyone to be an expert. If you have some good AI champions within your organization, you are good to go. These people in its company, in each department, first of all, that's important. You need to have a champion in each department. Otherwise, again, we will have the silos, the isolation. We don't want to do that. So choose one or a couple, depending on the size of your teams, from each department, and you will choose these people based on their AI knowledge. So they need to get it, and they need to be able to make other people get it. So they need to be people who are who want to teach other people things, who are fun, who are likable. So don't use your introverted person who is a geek with AI, because they will acquire the knowledge, but it will be hard for them to spread it to the company. This team of AI champions will be your hype team. This team will keep your people excited about AI. They will educate them. You can set up a frequency of education, like it can be per month, it can be per 2 months, depending on what you want to do. But also, please give them tasks. It's not about just being a champion. They need to provide reports to the management on how they've been using AI, keeping track of KPIs. Are they is the AI maturity growing, and how do they measure this? They need to create presentations and present to management the most exciting uses of AI in the last month. so the knowledge is shared. Once the team is prepped, we go to step two. Now it's the time to to choose the AI tools you're going to use as a company. Um, be careful with AI. I know I'm saying be careful a lot of times throughout this presentation, but we have observed the shiny tool syndrome. A new tool comes up, they do some amazing campaigns, and then someone from the team says, oh, check out this tool. So the team start using and trying all the different tools, and again it doesn't happen strategically. Then again we have the impulse, we have the most shiny tool being used instead of the best one. So there is a method in how you choose the tools, and this is what we're going to see now. First of all, how do people use AI tools? They mainly use it in two different kind of ways. One way is AI being the executor. So imagine AI as being a personal assistant to you. They will help you with writing, summarizing, coding, translating, all of the things that are, let's say, repetitive work or manual work. And then we have the thought partner. AI can also help you solve problems. It can help you brainstorm. It can help you. It can challenge your ideas so you can get better. So two distinct ways, but at the same time, most of people who really use AI use both of these two ways. Now, how do you choose which tools to use company wide? And be careful, there is a difference with which tools to use me as myself on a personal level, and which tools to use as a company. Because me myself, I may want to use an AI tool that makes my Instagram feed nice, and but because I just use it for me doesn't mean that it's a tool that is for my company. And it doesn't only have to do with what the tool does. Uh, you evaluate the company-wide tools same as you would evaluate a new employee that you hire. They have to be fast, they have to be reliable, and they have to be affordable. You must afford them. This is the same thing with AI tools. You need to take under consideration as well your current tech stack, because if you see, I have Microsoft plus Copilot, Google plus Gemini. There is a reason for that. I'm sure most of you are aware of the fact that Copilot belongs to Microsoft, Gemini to Google. So it's a natural next step if your company is using a Microsoft for everything to use Copilot. But on a separate side, on the right side, I have also added ChatGPT, Midjourney, and depending on on the AI maturity level, you may want to create custom GPTs for specific uses for your company. In somewhat big letters, I have written not free. Why? For some reason, for some crazy to me reason, people think that AI is free, is a gift to humanity. Well, it is a gift to humanity, but it's not free. These tools come at a cost. So you need to be aware. You will see that in the end of this presentation, we'll extensively talk about budgeting. It's a very important thing. Cost is important when you make these company decisions, but just be aware, nothing is free. Now, when this screenshot was taken, and this is the homepage of a platform called There Is an AI for That. As the name suggests, it tells us that whatever you want to do, there's surely an AI tool for that. So when the screenshot was taken, which I believe it was last night, the number of tools on this platform were about 33,000. I mean, it's 33 something. If you visit it today, I'm sure this number will be higher by a lot or by not a lot, but it will be different. because every single day new AI tools you know um, come up, but also at the same time AI startups close every single day. So you can visit this platform. I also have included the link there, just to see what is there. But not all AI tools are built the same. That is the harsh truth. And as someone who works with startups, it's difficult to admit, but there are shiny AI tools, new things, exciting things, but not all of them are game changers. Usually, the big players are the game changers, and even if they have been lacking in some features, they grow so fast and update all the time that they eat up the smaller AI tools, and that's the main reason why AI startups close every single day. Now, to make things easy, I've listed the main things you should take under consideration when choosing your AI tools. Here's how I break it down. First of all, you start with your business needs, because this is how you should start. Don't start with the tools. There are good tools, there are bad tools, but why do you need AI? So start with your pain points. Ask, what is costing me a lot of time as a company? Where are we losing money at the moment, and what makes our people stressed, and what makes our people stuck? Ask all these questions and note down all your pain points. Then think about your current tech stack. You want to have tools that play nice with your current systems, with your existing systems. Integrations really save time, save lives, I would say. So take this under consideration as well. Then we have the ease of use. If a tool takes 5 hours for someone to be onboarded, I don't think it's a right tool for a company. You cannot have your whole company spend 5 hours being onboarded to an AI tool. So any tool that you use must be easy to use right away. Your team must be able to jump in and start using it right away. Cost, which sounds obvious, but you would be surprised. You need to be trained to look beyond the pricing tiers. Does it scale? Right? Does it come with surprise overage fees? Is the price per seat? Is it per account? Is it per action? Is it per API call? All of these add up, and this is where you find the total cost of a tool, not just the pricing plan. Then we have the reputation. You need to use tools that have good reputation. You need to check their support operations. Are they good? Are they updating the tool, or is it stuck in beta mode forever? And then we have the speed to value. That's a big one, a very big one, because at the end of the day we're looking for ROI of of the use of AI tools, and you want to get there as fast as possible. So you may consider that something may have long-term value, which is totally okay, but you need to decide on that, what you want to do. And the seventh, and it might be important for some of you and not very important for others, but if your company is working in different markets, and across different markets, you need to consider that there are tools that work very well with the English language only, or are US centric. And if you're serving the Danish market or the Hindi market, you will need to consider if these tools are the right ones for you. And if you're wondering how other companies are using AI, this McKinsey research shows that companies use AI across many different needs. The most important one, I mean, the most used cases for business operations, which totally makes sense. I can confirm that in our companies, we use AI a lot for everything we do. But when it comes to operations, we use it the most, and we've seen the biggest results. Now, we talked a lot about tools. I gave you some examples. I gave you the platform with the 30,000, 33,000 tools. And by now, you may feel overwhelmed by all the landscape of tools, the toolscape, let's call it. So, if you are overwhelmed and you want to start somewhere, I put together this list for you, which, in my experience, is a must-have. It's mostly, these are mostly tools for content creation or content repurposing. So I like to call it the content creation dream team. But depending on what you do, you may need all of them or some of them. Now, just a quick uh, description of it. I'm sure most of you know them, but anyway, ChatGPT is great for text, research, image creation, content repurposing, and many, many, many more things. We all love ChatGPT, but not all of us use it to its full extent and full power. But that's another conversation. Copilot is great for easy presentation, almost create automatically created presentation. So if your company does a lot of this, you might want to have at least one Copilot account. Then we have Midjourney, which is advanced image creation. And now, if you're a company that uses a lot of audio, podcast, voice cloning, I mean, you need voice cloning or just voiceovers, 11 Labs, in my opinion, is the best one. And then we have Capwing for video editing, AI driven video editing, smart editing, subtitling, translation, dubbing, a lot of cool things. It also does some, resizing, editing, things like that, but these are not AI. But it does have a very cool feature with the smart edit, which automatically finds all the poses in a video and cuts them off in a very natural way, which is a time saver. So if you're someone who creates a lot of videos or you want to create more videos for your company, please check it out. And now we reach the third big milestone, step number 3, which is human resources. Now, AI innovation doesn't happen in silos. If you really want your company to thrive in AI innovation, you want to have collaboration across departments, across different teams. Now, I have divided the job roles into two big categories, which is non-technical and technical. The non-technical experts will, I think that this should be the captains of the ship, the technical experts, because technical experts tend to be very specific in the way they view things, whereas your non-technical people will be able to provide the bridge between the business needs and the technology. So they will help define the AI strategy mostly. But you definitely need your technical people to be there, because they will be the foundation. They will fuel your AI machine. They will make sure your data is clean. They will make sure your AI governance is as it should. So make sure you create a team that can collaborate with one another. Now, here is where the real fun begins, in my opinion, is when you move from theory to practice. And the initiatives with AI, I think, is the most exciting part with building an AI strategy. There are two types of AI usage: the boring one, but very valuable, and the cool, creative kind. You need both. You need to think big and don't limit yourself, have all the great ideas, but also make sure to always start practical. So start by looking at your existing workflows. Um, where are the friction points? Where are the people losing hours and hours doing things they hate? That's your gold mine. This is where you should start from. If you use AI to eliminate what doesn't work in the beginning and automate all the repetitive tasks, summarize documents, clean up data, all of these things, then it may sound boring, but this is what is going to free up your bandwidth and your brain power to go to the next step, which is about doing things you've never done before, like personalizing marketing at scale, building smarter recommendation machines, generating content that you would never be able to do before because it would require 10 different people that you don't have currently. Uh, Predict behaviors before they happen. So all this cool stuff. So start by solving your problems first. So the golden rule again, don't start with a tech, start with the business problem. Prioritize knowledge always. If you don't know what you're doing, you will end up doing the wrong thing. And yeah, in my experience, when it's not done with a solid strategy and without knowledge, AI is actually creating more business problems than solving them. So you don't want to create any more problem. Who has time for that? um, Now, as I said before, I ran a growth hacking agency. This webinar is done together with growth hackers, and believe me, there is a reason for that. You may be wondering, out of all the things that we said, who is the one person who can lead the AI transformation, the implementation of an AI strategy? Or even the design of the AI strategy. And in my view, is the growth hacker. The growth hacker in your company, and if you don't have one, work with one. Why? Because growth hackers aren't married to any job roles. They are very used to chasing results. They're obsessed with results, actually. They think in loops. They are already wired for fast iterations, testing. They are already wired to measure everything. They care about ROI, which I said before. This is our end goal. We need to have measurable ROI, and the same ingredients, exact same ingredients, are needed for integrating AI smartly into your company. So while traditional managers may say, we've always done it this way, why change it now? Have you heard this before? I know I have. A growth hacker will not think this way. The growth hacking mindset is about asking, how can we do things better? How can we do things differently? And in this case, how can AI help us do things differently? So, in short, for me, the perfect AI matchmaker is a growth hacker. Find the right use cases, testing them aggressively, iterating, scaling only what makes sense. Because this is actually something that we use for growth hacking, but it totally makes sense for AI as well. A growth hacker knows how to identify bottlenecks that matter for revenue. They know how to prioritize what's impactful now and not 6 months from now. They know how to run experiments very fast, fail fast. They're not afraid of failing because the first rule of growth hacking, fail fast. Track the right metrics and then create this loop of growth again and again. So even if you're not a growth hacker, please approach the AI integration with a growth hacking mindset, not like a corporate dinosaur. It doesn't help ever, but with AI, it doesn't really help. Iterate very fast, test like crazy, document everything. Documentation is a very big thing, and know that it is okay to fail. Just don't fail slowly. So some people are always very excited about case studies. So I wanted to share an exciting case study with you. It's something that we've actually worked on. So this case study is about a fintech startup that is a Gen Z fintech startup. And their problem was that we're not growing anymore. They were doing fine, but you know, they were not growing. It's a very big problem, even when you're doing fine. So we need to fix it. What do we do? As explained before, we start with collecting the problems. In this phase, we just source all the problems from cross-functional teams. Um, you need to understand what the problems are and the business needs are before trying to fix them, obviously. So we gathered insights from across the company, not just the C-suite, not just the developers, not just the marketing. And this is what surfaced. Small team, unlimited hiring. A classic case of growing constraint, right? And especially when it comes to startups. The growth team was overwhelmed. They felt like they were missing, they didn't have enough people, they didn't have enough hands on dock, and the company couldn't afford to hire more people at the time. Uh, Second problem is the bad customer service. Again, because of the lack of resources, uh, it got overwhelming. Many customer support tickets being stuck forever. So what the users are going to do when you're a bank and you're not supporting them, they're going to leave. So even though we're said it's doing okay, the metrics were showing that if they don't change anything, they will soon have a problem. The marketing team said they feel like they have social media invisibility, which, especially if your target audience is Gen Z, you don't want to be invisible on TikTok, for example, which is a place where Gen Z lives now. They had no content pipeline. They, as you know, video is first now on social media, TikTok especially, but creating video production is not as easy as it sounds, and they had no clue where to begin. Again, limited resources, not the time for extra budget to be spent. So there's the invisibility became a real problem. And then from the marketing team again, the low up engagement. Based on the metrics analysis, even users who signed up, they were not really using the app, they were not sticking around, they were not using the app features, and the metrics were flat, which is always a flag that you're going to get, things are going to get worse and worse. Bad loyalty, bad stickiness of your app is never a good sign. So as you see, these are not just surface level complaints, these are real business issues that we were called to solve. So the key, what I want you to remember here is not guess. Sometimes we marketers go and we try to find all the problems. Just ask the teams. The people working across departments all have their own problems. And again, us marketers want to tackle all the marketing problems, but what about customer service? Usually customer service are the last people who get asked, and for in my view, these are the most important ones, because these are the ones who have direct contact with the users. So now that we know the problems, what the real problems are, we don't jump into solutions right away. Never. The next thing we want to do is, again, use a cross-functional team, get them all in a room, and marketing, engineering, again, customer service, sales, all your people, and with the guidance of AI champions, of course, so that it doesn't get crazy. Uh, get source all their ideas. Don't limit them. Don't limit their ideas. Sometimes you get to hear some very stupid things, but these overlooked ideas sometimes are the low-hanging fruit, or the hacks that will drive the biggest results. So don't limit anyone. So here's what we came up with: AI powered financial codes inside the app. So a smart assistant that would analyze your spending, and give you guidance and personalized advice. Personalized push notifications, which came from marketing. AI generated TikToks, which sounds like a solution to the problem with the invisibility. Chatbot for customer service, and hyper personalized marketing. uh, if you notice something, these brainstorming ideas, because we already collected the problems before, the team got into the mindset of not just saying ideas, but without even realizing they were actually finding solution to the problems. And now we have collected all the ideas. I just put some of them. They were about 100. I don't know. They were a lot of ideas. So where do you start from? Which ones would you implement? You first of all, you need to limit the brainstorming sessions. You cannot brainstorm forever. It's just for a day. Whoever thought of anything after that, it's okay. We'll do it next year. So you limit the brainstorming session, you gather everything, and you use the ICE scoring. All growth hackers know about it. We've been using it for years now. For me, it's the best way to prioritize what you're going to implement. And ICE is this very simple Excel, right? It's not nothing fancy. What is good about it is that it's simple to use but very eye-opening. ICE stands for impact, confidence, and ease. How big the impact will be if this succeeds, how confident we are that it will succeed, and then how easy it is to implement, or how fast. So again, by scoring, sometimes you see that the cool ideas that everyone got excited about is not actually to be prioritized, because it's not going to happen ever. It will take 6 months of development, so it gets last on the list. We really need to prioritize based on certain criteria. And then after we did that, these were the top 3 ideas in our case. The first one was the AI generated videos for TikTok, which to you may sound the most boring idea. You might think, come on, this is obvious. Yes, it is obvious, but it has high potential value for the business, and it's very easy to create. So high impact, very easy to create, very fast to create. It ranked first in the priorities. And obviously, we believe the impact is very high because of our audience, which is Gen Z. Then, second in the priorities came the AI-powered financial coach. And this stood out as a strategic solution. Why? Because at the same time that we are building things to keep people more excited, we also can use this to differentiate the product from whatever else is out there in the market. So super important to stand out and get people excited. And also, we found it impactful and doable based on our resources. And then the personalized marketing, but we made it very specific. And we said, we will start from personalized email marketing. Why? Because we had proof that email marketing can bring immediate results, but there are ways to go about it to make it way more impactful. So it's a small upgrade to marketing that can bring very big results. So as you see, the way that we selected the ideas were not based on which one was the most exciting, but which ones were the most strategic. And now we get to the part where all the teams or most of companies are skipping, which is testing. It's not just testing, it's also iterating very fast. So you don't have to be right with a solution right away. You can do something that doesn't work in the beginning. So for example, TikTok content, we used a text-to-video AI tool to create 3 different types of videos, and the winning one was meme generated content. So that was very important for us because it was very scalable. As you know, social media content without a face is much more easily scalable than any other type of content. but we had the data to prove it. The AI financial codes, we first rolled it out to 500 users, and it was very, very bad. It was a disaster. No one liked it. It sounded very robotic. The advice was poor, not valuable at all. Thankfully, we rolled it out just to 500 users, so it wasn't a big disaster, and we knew what to fix. And then with email marketing, we A/B tested many different subject lines and email body, and immediately we saw a 27% jump in the click-through rates, which allowed us to think that, okay, this is something we must scale right away. So don't ever fall in love with your initial idea. Don't ever fall in love with your first iteration. Be ready to kill it and change it. So this is what we did. So this is what came after all of these things, and this is the part that I love the most, because this is where we see the value of our work, and this is where all the experimentation becomes a tangible strategy. After the initial testing phase, we stopped trying new things, and now we decided how to scale them, fixed everything, made it optimized as possible. So the AI finance coach, we leveled up with it. The language changed, the tone changed, the way that it provided information changed, and it actually made one of the winning features of the app, and help with the stickiness of the app. Then we created the automated TikTok content machine with a weekly pipeline. Obviously, we have the marketing team iterating small things. You don't want to have everything automated, especially if it's something that everyone will see on your social media. But it was easy to create a lot of it. And then the AI-powered email flows became not just email blast, but an evergreen strategy with the email, with all the email flows. And this was, I think, the most winning one, because it brought 47% revenue increase in the revenue from email in just 1 month. So many more cases to share, by the way. This is just one of them. If you have a fintech, you may get some good ideas, but do not do the finance advisor thing, because now it's already been done. And now, as we approach the end of the webinar, I know we are on time, but stay with me just for 5 minutes more. We'll do some grown-up talk. Governance is not sexy; it's actually boring, but it's necessary. Like all boring things, this is necessary as well. Your organization will need a framework. Otherwise, you are in danger of many dangers, actually, but ethical danger, privacy dangers, all kinds of dangers. So you need to take care of that. Data, people rarely talk about data, but in all stages of your AI strategy, you need to make sure that the way that you capture data, the way that you're using data in all stages, again, of your strategy, is you can backtrack all the results that you have. So if your data isn't clean, if your data has bias or whatever in it, this is the end result you will get. So you need to make sure you map it correctly and have a methodology, not only of collection of data, but how you're using it as well. And I've put the danger of bias there, because why? It's not just for ethical purposes, but it may ruin your business. I'm going to tell you an example of the fintech case that I told you before. The finance ChatGPT started giving to women advice on how to spend more on cosmetics and things like that. Which, who wants to do that? It doesn't speak very nicely about your company or your brand if you divide people, like women spend on cosmetics and men spend or investing. That's dumb, right? So this is an example of how bias can be dangerous for your business. And it's time for a reality check. You don't have a framework, you don't have a governance, that's fine, but your employees are already using AI. They are not waiting around for you to decide to tell them how they're going to use it. They are using it. without any guidance. They are uploading company information and data publicly for the whole world to have, and you're doing nothing about it. So please take care of your framework, of your governance framework, before it's too late for you. And this is where Gen AI ethics meet work ethics. I have one word for you, and this is accountability. It's not just how we use AI, how smart we are with it, how we use technology, but we need to have our team know that they need to do it in an ethical way and in an accountable way and in a transparent way. So it's not just about AI ethics in this case, it's work ethics, really. And it's a technology that it has great power, so we need to make sure we have both. Here's a very simple illustration. If you put all the figures of librarians wearing glasses, you train your data on that. What do you get when you ask for a librarian? Someone with glasses. Very simplistic, but that was the purpose of selecting this simplistic example. Something a bit more frustrating for the women out there, but also the men, because who likes that, right? Uh, you ask for how a CEO looks like, and you get 99, I don't know, it's just two women here, so I cannot yeah, 99%, let's say, of the results are male, and actually pretty much same age, same style. uh, Someone might say, okay, what's the harm? That's the statistics. Just be aware of the dangers. I'm not saying, you know, but just be aware of the dangers. You don't want to use this in your communications. You need to know that this happens, so you know how to get the results you need. Now, to set up your governance framework, you don't have to have anything fancy. If you're a small company, your governance lead can be someone from your team. It can be your CEO, it can be your developer, but they can lead the governance framework, and then you just pick an existing framework. I have my suggestion with this AIJA framework. It's on this next slide, so you will be able to click and find it. I think it's very practical. Then map all your workflow and document everything. That's pretty much it. It's just a process, right? Boring one, but you have to do it. And this is the framework I was talking about. There are other frameworks if you prefer something different, but I think this is a very good one. And as we approach the end of this presentation, almost last but not least, is the budgeting. Let's talk about money. Now, this is the most important part, I think, because it can make I had issues with companies that started using AI. They got these massive bills, and they stopped using AI right away because they got scared. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to reach this point. Here are the 5 main points to take under consideration when you're budgeting for AI. First of all, never buy yearly plans unless you have a very good reason to. Things change so fast that it doesn't really make sense to buy yearly plans. The tool you're going to use may not exist in 6 months. So why would you tie yourself to that? Or a new one that is a better one may come up. So don't tie yourself to any tools. Go with the flow, and you will see that sometimes you will stop using one and change it to another. The second thing is, if you can, and with some tools you can, just share licenses with your team. You don't have to create one account for every person. So that's a smart advice, I think. We can save you a lot of dollars. The third of all is always check the credit system. Not all of the AI tools have the plans, the tier plans. That some of them, the cost is by credits. You need to be extra careful with that. Set limits to your card or whatever, because you may get a crazy intern that will want to use this AI for producing cat memes all the time, and this is where you get the bills of $10,000 without knowing why. So be extra careful with that. And fifth, and most important of all, I think, especially for advanced users, never ever have publicly available anything that you create that uses an API that, I mean, let me put it this way. A tool that is front-end tool may use an API in the back, and if it's publicly available, crazy usage will boost the bill. It will become expensive very quickly, especially if you have integrated into your production systems. So make sure all these costs are part of the ROI or cost of goods expenses, just to be on the safe side. And as a thank you for staying with me, and all of you stayed with me till the end, which is very impressive. Thank you so, so much for that. As a thank you, here are the discount coupons I talked to you in from the beginning. These are exclusive. This is only for people who watch this webinar, and they expire at the end of the month. So you need to use them very fast. You get 30% off from of the existing Growth Hacker courses, and 50% off if you pre-register to the new course that is out there. So just go to growthhackers.com/university and you will see all courses. Get trained with AI, get trained with growth hacking. Never stop learning. And we are over time, so we will not answer the questions now, so I can let you rest for, it's the end of day. But we'll post all of your questions in the chat. Uh, don't care about if it's simplistic or, it's a small question. No question is small or big. Ask anything you want, and we will reply to them in the community forum on Growth Hackers. So don't worry about it. You will get your reply, but tomorrow on the forum. So keep an eye in the announcements. I will announce when I answer all the questions, and always stay connected. Scan the QR code, be connected with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with you guys. You can ask me anything you want there as well. Feel free. Thank you for staying with me till the end, for your curiosity, your energy. Always keep learning, always keep testing, or stay excited about AI, but be strategic about it. That's it. I'm going to end the webinar with the QR code, because some people may have not managed to take a picture or scan it actually, but that's it from me. Thank you so, so much.